Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 57. Okay. So from shift to significance, a retired nurse leap into a digital freedom. And our guest today is Maria Santos, and she will be joining us in a few minutes. But first, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. I also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So we have actually one tonight, and it happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, all you have to do is just register into my website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into my website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot make it to the live webinar, you can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, I invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar. Okay, so on tonight's live webinar, our host is Emina. She's a coach and online business owner. And our first panelist is Niha. She's an IT professional. We also have Maricel, healthcare worker and caregiver. We have Lynette, a full-time entrepreneur. We have Rutika, a telemarketer and restaurant owner. We have Natasha, an online business owner and mentor. We have Nicole, administration manager, and Emmeline, a bank officer. So as you see, we have all different walks of life, and we also have people representing from other parts of the world. For example, Lynette is in Japan. But they all have something in common, and that is, they took that leap of faith to change their lives and their families' lives. So if you are catching tonight's live webinar, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replay webinar has subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So now you know what to do if you want to catch up the live tonight's live webinar. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today. So again, today we are on episode 57. So from shifts to significance, a retired nurse leap into digital freedom. And her name is Maria Santos. So before I bring my guest in, let me introduce her to you guys. So I'm honored to welcome today's incredible guest, Maria. She's a proud mother of 4 adult children, a loving grandmother, devoted wife, and a retired nurse educator with a heart for service. Now, in this exciting new chapter of life, Maria is a full time digital business owner, proving that it's never too late to grow, dream bigger, and step into something new. So her journey is a beautiful example of lifelong learning, courage, and creating freedom on your own terms. So get ready to be truly inspired. So let's bring Maria to the studio. Hi, Maria. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Sandy. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing real business talk.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine. So I know I did a little bit of introduction about you, but is there something else that you want to add to it?
I think you had said everything about me. I was a nurse. I'd been a nurse for decades. And I now I am a a retired nurse educator, and become a full-time digital business owner because I want to and I love what I am doing right now. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you're originally from the Philippines, but now residing
Yes.
in Alberta, Canada. Okay.
Yes. I am originally from the Philippines, specifically Bicol, Philippines, and now in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, there you go. So thank you for that, Maria. So let's dive into the questions. Okay, so first question for you. So you've been through long 16-hour shift, juggling family life and work. What was the moment when you realized this can be it and decided to take that leap into the digital world?
Thank you so much for that question, Sandy. Right? When I found this business, that was 3.5 years ago, I was working 16 hours a day. Right? So I have 4 children. So I did the best that I could just to give them the education, the life that they deserve. And then after that, I was on my own, right? My own with my husband, thing like that. I had a question at the back of my head because I was working 16 hours. I asked myself, is this the life that I want? No freedom, no time with the family, no time with for myself, no time to do what I want and live the dream of my life. That is the time that I said, I need a change. I have to do something because I don't want to be working 16 hours. Don't get me wrong, because nursing is a good job. Being a nurse educator, I love it so much, helping those students. But I need time for myself, right? I'm getting old. I'm getting old, so I have to live the dream of my life. I want to travel. I want to time with my children and grandchildren specifically, because I had been working for decades when my children were small. Right? I was in Saudi Arabia and I didn't had the chance to watch them grow. So I do that. It's because I want to give them a good life, just like anybody that migrated into Canada or every countries that they choose, right, to give them a good future. So they grew up without me until the time that they fly on their own. They move out. So I said to myself, I have to find something that will help me live what I want. This is how I decided to take this to be a digital business owner. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, and I think a lot of people will relate to your story. We do have a like emoji from Mangi Bush, so thank you, Mangi, for watching. Thank you for your like emoji. Yeah. Um, when you mentioned, you were working a lot because you wanted to be able to provide, for your kids' future, you know, and that's something that a lot of parents they do. But like with you also mentioned that because of that, you got to miss a lot of milestones with them because you were focusing on working. And that's what happened to a lot of parents, especially immigrants parents that come to a new country, and they want to be able to provide a better future for their kids. But that's okay because um during those times we didn't have this online business opportunity that we have, the digital era. So now we have the digital era, which it gives better options, and that's what you were able to find on this online business. That's what I was able to find this, now. And that's something that allows you to be able to build that extra time that you were looking for, the time freedom, the flexible time, and live the way that you want. You say that one of the things that you want to be able to do, because you were not able to do with your kids, is to spend more time with your grandkids, to really enjoy them. So um that's something that this online business will allow to do to you, to many parents out there, that they still have, small kids, or teenager kids, they still have the opportunity to be able to not missing those milestones, start building this on the side, and eventually, this plan B or side hustle will surpass their actual income that they have, and then they can be fully present for their kids, and enjoying those family time bonding. I have a friend, she was kind of like in the same situation as you. She was focusing because she also wanted to provide for her family. And then she has three kids, so two daughters and one boy. So the first two kids, she missed the milestones too. But when she found about this online business opportunity, she still have her son, who's still young. So she took advantage of that opportunity, and to be able to be more present in his life, something that she missed, with the other two kids. And that's what this business can allow you to do. So thank you so much for sharing that, and also, taking care of yourself, that you said have more me time. Yeah, because when we work and we focus on working, we forget about that. And that's something very important, to have time for yourself, to be able to recharge and all that. And do the things that you love to do. That's the amazing thing, because that way you enjoy, and you have that freedom that you were looking for. Like before you couldn't, because you were working, but now you have it, so that's good. Thank you for sharing that. Okay,
You're
second question for you. So you mentioned being scared, not tech savvy, and with no business background. So what kept you going when doubt crept in, and how did you overcome the fear of starting something completely new?
Thank you for that amazing question, right? As Sandy says, when I started this business, I didn't have a business background, not a tech savvy. How did I overcome it? All of us, everyone, even you who is watching now, why are you watching us right now? You want to change, right? You want to change. You want a change in what you are doing right now for the better, right? So I have that huge why. I have that huge why when I decide to join this business. Even though it was scary from the beginning, that no, not a tech savvy. This is social media. When when I hear that social media, it comes to my mind that, oh, it have to go with technicality. I am not into technicality because I've been a nurse for so many years. And all of a sudden, that change of career was so new to me. Everything was new. But it's because of my why. I want my freedom in time flexibility. I want to take care of myself. I want to spend time with my children, see their milestone. I want to travel. I want to go back in the Philippines unlimited time, not worrying that when I come back, I spend in the Philippines for 6 months, not worrying that a termination letter is waiting for me. That's why I really push that why, right? I push that why and make it happen. It's not easy. It was not easy for me, right? But you know what? There is a mentor, in the coach, in the training, the automation, that even though I was away, I was at work 16 hours, the automation is working in the background. The step-by-step training that make me who I am right now, and still I am learning, right? So that helps me overcome all those fear, and that helped me moving and in my own way, and the help of the mentor and the coach, I was able to make it. And still learning. You know what? Learning is a continuous process. It doesn't matter you master this, you master that, but still there is, as we walk in this life, in this business, there is always learning that you have to overcome. Yes, I made so many mistakes. I made so many boo-boo in doing this. But you know what? That is why, that is where I become stronger. I learn from those mistakes. I learn from those mistakes and try to do it the right way. If you don't mistake, you will never learn. It is the only way for me. I don't know other people that to make mistake, to be slow in something that you do and make sure that you do it right is the best way to do it. This is not a race, right? You do it in your own time. No worry. I found this business when I was working 16 hours. I learned it. I followed the step by step training, unlimited access. When I didn't have time to finish the training, you can access to the training on and on and on because there's no limit in look in that training. You can access uh, anytime, lots of time, 100 times. So in your own time starting this business is an amazing journey, a challenge at my age. It was a challenge. I love challenges. I love the challenges. I want to prove to myself and to the whole world that being old is not a reason, is not an excuse to walk through the dream of your life, to do what you want to do, to become successful, to learn new things, right? Learn new things. This is an amazing journey that I'm so proud to say that I did it. I did it, but still learning, right? Learning, as I said, learning is a continuous process. It is an overwhelming journey and it is an amazing journey that I did in this business. Thank you so much, Sandy. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you for sharing that. And we do have some heart emojis here from One Stressor and Finn Balmain. So thank you so much for watching and for your heart emojis. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So you share a lot of nuggets there. And one of the things, when you found this opportunity, yes, like you mentioned, you didn't have any tech experience, any knowledge, because this is something new. Um, and then you took action because instead of waiting for that layoff letter, like you took action before that. We have a member of the community that her company let her laid off herself, so she lost her job. And but she was able to have, like she had this job before that, this online business. So because of that, she's focusing on her business, and that didn't affect it too much, uh, because she has something to fall back on. And that's what a plan B is, something that you build on the side, that if you have any emergency, uh, anything that comes up, that it comes to you, that it requires some financial uh, money, you have that plan B on the side that can help you. Um, and that's what you were planning, to have. And that's something that, um, perhaps in the past, it was like optional to have a plan B, but nowadays is a must to have, to have a plan B. Because you never know what's happening out there. There's so many, the technology is replacing so many jobs. uh,
Mhm.
the companies, are getting hit with the expenses, that they need to pay. So now they're cutting off on expenses, and one of those people that they cut off is people, the staff. You know, they usually will get rid of the older staff that have been with their company and replace it with either. Some of them will replace it with younger, which they can pay less money, but also now they're also moving towards contractual employees. And they're doing that because when you hire as a contractual, they don't pay all those benefits, those extra expenses, that way they cut off on expenses. um, so that's the other thing that they're doing. So yeah, you have to plan ahead because you never know
Mhm.
what could happen. We have disasters also, environmental disasters, like tornadoes, hurricanes. Those are things that also, we are not expecting and suddenly comes up, and then if you don't have a plan B, you're stuck. So this is where a plan B can help you to with those things.
Mhm.
um, so you say also, that you made mistakes along your journey, and that's normal, because we are doing something new. And as much, we try not to make mistakes, we are gonna make mistakes. That's normal, but that's part of the learning curve, you know and like you mentioned, that's part of that makes you grow as a person. Um so that's something that, it happens to anyone. Like I made, well, I could say I made a mistake because, like, when I started my journey, because I used a word that has two meanings, and on YouTube, one of those meanings is a flag word. So my ad, when I first started, I was so excited to launch my ad, and then suddenly my ad gets disapproved because of that. And I was so disappointed and emotional. I felt back down because, I say, well, how now that I'm starting my journey, then, now this happens. But thanks to, the community, I had a friend from the community that was with me, so she was able to help me, bounce back and shift from that problem and victim focused mindset into a solution focused mindset, and reach out to the community to find out if someone had encountered the same situation and what should I do. So from those mistakes, you learn so many lessons. Like for me, mindset, I learned that because I thought that I had a strong mindset, but this business proved me wrong. That, that mindset is something that you have to feed daily. It's not something that you feed once and you leave it there. No, because when you encounter something like this, like depending on the level of the challenge or the obstacles, then your mindset might fail you. So that's one of the things that I learned. And then, the mistake that I also, and so because of that mistake, you are able to help others that might do the same mistake, or you are able to prevent others to make the same mistake that you did. So yeah, mistakes are okay. They're not negative. We tend to look at it as a negative, but they're really not negative. They're like little stepstones to get you closer to your success or to your goal. So I love that you say you became stronger because of those mistakes. So thank you for sharing that. And you also mentioned this is not a race, and I totally agree. Um, Everyone's journey is different. We got people in the community that they go fast, and people that go a little bit medium fast. So we call it like a crawler, walking, rolling and running, sprinter. So everyone's journey is different. The important thing is to enjoy the journey, along the way. And one of the things that I think you mentioned this one too. Uh, I also love my journey because it's a journey where yes, you're gonna have obstacles and challenges, but along your journey you start finding yourself. You start finding, the things that you love, the things that, that you thought that you couldn't do, and now you can do it. So it's like building that confidence, building those skills, those new knowledge that you're gaining. You're working on your self development. You're working on your having a growth mindset. So really, this journey is amazing. And that's the thing that, many times when we start this journey, we always think about, the financial part. This is why we're doing this business, because of the financial part. But once we start our journey, we realize that there's more than that. And
Yeah.
that is, working on yourself, to become a better person, working on yourself to keep growing as a person, as an entrepreneur. And that's something that I really love, and making impact on others too. So thank you for sharing that. And yeah, and you say the having access to the training. We do have a video based training, like Maria shared, and it's available to anyone at any time. And our training is always updated to keep up with the trends and technology, that are out there. So that's something that, you can learn on your own terms. at your own pace, so really, like we mentioned, you don't really need any skills, any knowledge, because all that is provided to you here. So all it takes is you to take action, and then believe in yourself. That's very important. Believe in yourself, and believe that this will work out for you, because it is. We do have a blueprint in our community, and that's what it makes it easier for us to follow that blueprint. And we just have to do our training, stay plugged into the system, and that's it. Just keep going and be resilient. We have a lot of people in our community that they already achieved success. In fact, when I started in 2023, we have a Wednesday, we call it Wednesday Mastermind, which is a training for the entire community, a live training. And when I started, it was called Wednesday Mastermind. And now it's called Millionaire Mastermind. And the
Millionaire.
reason why it's called Millionaire Mastermind is because we have more than one millionaire in our community. So that's just to show you, the scalability of this business that can allow for you. So, um, yeah, and I love that you mentioned also, um, this you took into this challenge at your age, because you want to prove to you and to the rest of the world that anyone is capable of doing this, you know there's no excuse to become successful, or no excuse to learn it, and that is true. Yes. We have people in our community from 18 years old all the way to 85 years old that I'm aware of. So if they are able to do it, so can you. It all is in here, to believe in yourself, to be able to that you can do it too, because like you got all the tools and the support. So it takes is for you to take action and do your training and get stay plugged in. So anyone can do it. Age is not an excuse. you know it doesn't matter what age you are, you can always achieve. In fact, an example in history. The Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Kentucky Fried Chicken, because it's all over the world. When he started his business and became successful, it wasn't when he was young, it was when he was older. So that's just an example that is never too late to do the
Mm-mm.
things that you love, or to try new things. So yeah, anything is possible. So thank you for sharing that, Maria. Okay, third question for you. Now, as a retired nurse, wife, grandma, and full-time business owner, what does freedom and flexibility look like for you today, and how it's impacted your daily life and well-being?
Oh, thank you so much, Sandy, for that question. As I mentioned earlier, because I was from the Philippines, third world country, we were poor, right? So
Mhm.
I said to myself, I will change our family living, right? So I studied, even though it was so difficult financially. I did it. I did it. So I didn't have, when I go overseas, my first country that I'd been to at a young age was Saudi Arabia. As I mentioned earlier, I have to do it. I have one a daughter. The eldest daughter was born that time. I was employed by the government of Saudi Arabia, wherein I worked 10 months, 45 days off, and then go back. And it was hard. Being a mom, being a mom is the hardest time to be away. Leave your small children. She was only 1 year in 3 months that time when I left her. She was just starting to walk. How hard it was, right? How hard it was to leave your child like that. It was so hard. The hardest moment that when you hear on where the phone that she is sick, only I can do is cry. I was 1,000 miles away from my children. I said to myself, I will make it better. That when I came to Canada, I go through some steps here to become a nurse, education, and things like that. Still, I work 16 hours. You know what? It's not easy to be an immigrant. You earn in dollar and you spend in dollar and you got nothing, right? So no time still. I thought that we're together here in Canada. We will have time, but no. You know what? Until I found this business, right? That I decide this is it. I want my time, freedom, and flexibility. I want to travel. In my 49 years in nursing, I never spent time in the Philippines for 2 months. I have to come back because I need my job back here. Otherwise, I will be terminated. Right? I love my job. So, no freedom. But when I found this business, that really comes to me that my why is freedom in time, flexibility. When I decide to join the business, I got it. I resigned by being a nurse educator only last year, October 2024. And then, you know what? The long, long dreams that to be in the Philippines, I was able to make it. I spent 6 months in the Philippines while this business is working over there. I hop from island to island to island, ocean in ocean travel, and the automation is doing the job for me. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? I was able to live the dream of my life back in the Philippines, and now I am back in Canada. I'm able to spend time with my children and grandchildren. The time that I missed when my children were growing, that because I was away. So now I am living it. Actually, tomorrow is grandma's night. I have grandchildren. Two of them is coming to stay overnight, do some baking, do some cooking. See, I never spent this time freedom and flexibility. But you know what? I know that lots of people out there watching, immigrants, I know that you can resonate to the story that being an immigrant is not easy. We have to work harder. But there is a way of working smarter and not harder when I found this business. See, now I am at home, right? I walk my dog. I have time for my dog that I love so much. We've been together for almost 17 years, right? We walk every morning, noon, and supper time. I have that time. I have the time to relax. I have the time to walk on my own. I have the time to do whatever I want because I am my own boss. This is an amazing, this is the life that I want. When I get bored, I will work here. I will sit here whenever I want it. If I have something to do, I write it in my calendar and do it 1 to 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll do my own thing. Right? I am so thankful. I am so grateful. My heart is full of gratitude that I found this business, that I take action, that I watch the webinar. That is the point that where my life turned around 360 degrees. That is the time. And I thought it's late for me at my age. No. Mm-mm. There is never too late in life. Life is have to go on, right? Even though you're old, even though you're young, you have your own purpose in life. Live it, do it, live it, and make sure that you help people around you and people who want to learn how to work smarter and not harder. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I love what you say. What you share in overall, but I love the last part, too. You mentioned, making an impact on others, not only on you, and be able to keep learning. And then you say, your best decision when everything turns around is when you took action and then you watch that webinar. So, yeah, that's amazing because, like, a lot of people, when they retire, they feel like they have nothing to do. They're like they feel like they need something, you know. But with this business, you know, you feel empowered, you know, you feel
Mm.
like you are doing something, you're making an impact in other people's life. You're also taking care and do the things that you love, like you mentioned, you know. You were able to go to the Philippines and no worry about time constraint, something that in the past, you know, you had a constraint because of your work, you know, because if you didn't come back within that time limit that they gave you, then they could, you know, lay you off. Um so that's amazing that now you're able to enjoy those time. And like you mentioned, you know, tonight is, you know, grandma's night, you know, you're gonna be able to spend with the grandkids, so, and do things fun. So that's amazing, to be able to do that. You also mentioned, you know, at the beginning, you know, you came from a poor country, and then you put yourself on your mind, you know, like, I need to change, you know, the future of my next generation. So then you move to Dubai, and but you had to sacrifice, you know, with your first daughter, you know, leaving her in the Philippines while you were building a better future. Then you move to Canada, and thinking, you know, now I'm gonna be able to have my kids, you know, all together, and then I'm gonna be able to build that future. But you know, like, and like any immigrants you were mentioning, you know, it's hard when we come to a new country, because you know, um sometimes, you know, what we plan is not what it happens, you know. And we think, you know, like, it's a better future, but you know, it's not as easy as we think it is. For example, many uh some people get lucky to be able to continue on their same profession, but some of them, they're not able to do their profession, and they have to find something else instead to be able to uh continue building in this new country, you know, and be able to provide for their family. So I totally understand, and I think a lot of immigrants that are watching us, they relate to your story when it comes to that, you know. But that makes you reflect too, you know, like, you came to, what happened to you in Dubai, and then you came to Canada thinking that, you know, now I'm going to be able to spend more time with my family, you know, and build that. But it's still, you were working and missing those milestones. So that made you reflect that, you know, you need to find something where you can build that time flexibility, that time freedom, you know. And that's when you were able to found this online business opportunity. And that was the shift that you had, like 180 degrees, because you started to see the light at the end of the tunnel for that one. And now you're going to be able, because you took that leap of faith, you know, and you took action, now you're going to be able to change, you know, the future of your next generation. So you're the pioneer of that, opening the new, a better lifestyle for your family. So thank you for sharing that. um, let me see if I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, I think I got everything. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope, you know,
You're
like, a
welcome.
lot of people get inspired with your story, because it's really inspiring, you know, to see, you know, how from where you went, you know, to reach to where you are today, taking that leap of faith, you know, to challenge yourself, because, you know, it's totally something new that you haven't done before. Learning about new skills, you know, but you challenge yourself, and that makes you, you know, to empower yourself. And now you're an inspiration to others out there, that, you know, if you were able to do it, so can they just have to believe in themselves, you know, and just take that leap of faith, do the training, and then continue, get plugged in, and they should be able to get that goal, and reach to their dreams, you know, that they want to achieve, you know, whatever dreams. Everyone has different dreams, but yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that. We also want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. If you are watching us from Facebook, and you are not, you don't follow us on Facebook, you can follow Maria on Maria, I think it's Maria or Santos, correct? That's
Yeah,
the name of your
Maria
page.
M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can follow Maria in there, and then you can follow me up here. And then that way you get to know us a little bit more, who we are, what type of content we put in our pages, and more information about the business. Now, if you're watching us from YouTube, and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can also subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we post new content and when we go in live. So that way you keep learning about this online business opportunity. And when the time is right, when you feel that you are ready to start and take this leap of faith, we'll be here to guide you along the way. So one of the things that I love about this journey is that you're never alone in this journey, because you always have that global online community support that you have, and then like you get also a mentor and a coach. So but you're never alone in this journey.
No.
There's always someone in there that you
Yeah.
meet. I mean, that's one of the things I also love, the global online community, because when we started this journey, we just have our circle that we know, depending where we have live, but once we start this journey, your network keeps expanding, because we get to meet so many people around the globe, from different parts of the world. So now your network, is growing. And then when we have events like too, right now, there's an event happening in Chula Vista, San Diego, California, where a lot of members of our community travel to that destination, to meet. And it's nice to see, people that you see online through the computer, and see them in your face, and be able to hug and say, hi, nice to meet you, in person. So that's amazing to create those moments, and create those connections. And you get to meet new people that you haven't even met on those events too. So yeah, so that's amazing. So yeah, so if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity that we are sharing with you today through Maria's story, you have three options. So the first option is put more info in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or you can send us a private message and also you connect directly with us. Or the third one, you can register into our website directly, and then you can go and watch the webinar, which we have a webinar tonight. So our live webinar happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register to our website, you receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now you're probably wondering, okay, so what we're gonna find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're gonna find out how our online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So there you go. So we're gonna go quickly saying who are the tonight's hosts and panelists, so that way you get to know who are they going to be. So for tonight, we have Emina as a host. She's a coach and online business owner. And our first panelist is Niha, an IT professional. We have Maricel, healthcare worker and caregiver. We have Emmeline, a bank officer. Nicole, administration manager. Natasha, an online business owner and mentor. Rutika, a telemarketer and restaurant owner. And Lynette, a full-time entrepreneur. So as you see, we have all different walks of life and from different parts of the world. I know because Lynette is from Japan. So we are represented here because we are, like we mentioned, we are a global online community. So, but they all have something in common, and that is, they took that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. So if you're catching tonight's live webinar, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And if you're catching the replay of tonight's live webinar, then our replays have subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So now you know what to do. So if you want to register for tonight's live webinar, all you have to do is just register into our website, and we'll be happy to send that to you. So we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed rest of the week ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here and with us today. And also thank you to Maria for being taking some time of her day today to share her story with us and her journey. So thank you so much, Maria, for being
Thank
here.
you. You're welcome.
Until the next episode for the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. So stay tuned tomorrow for another topic and another guest. Thank you everyone for watching. God bless you all and see you until next episode. Bye everyone.